The Downtown Rams podcast is brought to you by Rams On Demand, Seat Giant, Vibe 305, and RWO, Rams World Order. Now enjoy the show.
Down the middle, to the end zone, caught by Brandon Cooks. Shoot your arrows.
He picks. Nickel Roby Coleman
throws. Enzo caught, touchdown. Tyler Higbee. Cooper Kupp plucks it out of the air and gives the Rams the lead. LaMarcus Joyner returns to the lineup with an interception in London. 35-30. Robert Woods, first down 20. 10-5. Touchdown. LA. No, it's Goff who keeps it. And Goff goes crashing into the end zone. Aaron Donald almost beat the football there and comes away with his third sack of the afternoon. Met immediately and sacked. Corey Littleton, have yourself a day. And he gets gobbled up. Savage has to eat it as Michael Brockers picks up the sack. He's decked by Ebu Tom. Picked off. Marcus Peters strutting his stump. Mark Barron the last 4 weeks has been a Pro Bowler.
Oh, it's picked off on the play by John Johnson.
After the throw, and we mentioned that is his 8th completed pass in his career.
Cousins sacked. Ndamukong Suh. Of all the guys, it's the rookie John Franklin Myers who knocks it out of Cousins' right hand. Todd Gurley, 20, 10, Gurley for MVP. Touchdown LA.
Welcome back, guys, to another Downtown Rams podcast. It's episode 168. I'm your host, Jake Ellenbogen, and we're going to have another bunch of interviews. Hope you enjoy draft season, because we got 2 more awesome interviews. We have Kansas defensive lineman Daniel Wise and another defensive lineman hailing from Texas A&M, Kingsley Keke. Hope you guys enjoy, and here is the podcast. All right, guys, joining our show, Daniel Wise, defensive lineman from Kansas. He's about to hit the NFL draft hard. How's it going, Daniel? Thank you so much for coming on.
Hey, man, thanks for having me, man.
Absolutely.
Yeah, Daniel, thanks for coming on. We're so excited to talk to you.
Well, thank you guys for having me, man. Everything's going well on this end. How are things over there?
Good. Going great. I would say so, right, Jake?
Yeah, no, it's been a lot of fun. This whole draft process for us. We've been able to talk to some of your teammates or former teammates. We're going to have Alex Fontana on. We had Dwayne Wallace and Joe Deneen. So, all guys that have spoken highly of you, and obviously because you're one of the glue guys of that team last year, and I will say as a Kansas fan that literally watches from upstate New York every single game. Really appreciate what you guys did for that team.
Thank you, man. We just appreciate your support.
Oh, without a doubt.
Yeah, and to just get this thing rolling, I guess the place to begin would be, at what age did you start playing football, and when was it that you knew that you could play in the NFL one day?
That's a good question. I started playing football as soon as I could put the pads on, But football wasn't my only sport growing up. I was balancing football with track and wrestling. I was heavy in track growing up. Was a long distance runner. And in the summers when track was ending, I would start up football, flag football, until I could put on off. And, as a kid, we was just out there having fun, kind of running around. Everybody got a chance to get the ball. Everybody got a trophy type of thing. It wasn't until the end of my freshman year in high school, going into my sophomore year, my mid of my sophomore year, going into my junior year in high school, when I truly fell in love with the game of football. And I knew that I had a chance to play at the next level and one day play in the league.
Yeah, I would say that definitely makes a lot of sense. Your tape is awesome, and again, what you were able to do in the Big 12 against serious competition, really speaks for itself. But I mean, as a Kansas fan, what was your leading factor into making your decision to play for Kansas?
I mean, you've been to Lawrence, and everybody out there, every Jayhawk would agree with me, man. It's no place like Kansas. Now, I'm not trying to, not trying to be funny or anything, but there's no place like it, man. The atmosphere around the basketball, the atmosphere around the football, the fans around the community. It's just a small town, college town. That feeling. You kind of fell in love with the campus and the people around it.
I know exactly what you're talking about. And Alexis, I mean, I don't expect you to know what Lawrence is like, but I visited there once, got on the floor of Allen Fieldhouse, and it's kind of a surreal experience. It's larger than life.
Well, I know I have never been there, but I've heard great things about it, mostly from Jake, because Jake is a diehard KU fan. But I have cousins who are KU fans as well, and I know that you played alongside some great players like Dorrance Armstrong, Joe Deneen, Mike Lee. What was that like? What was it like to play with those guys?
Man, it's awesome, man. You get to learn from guys like that, even guys like Mike Lee. He teaches me stuff. Dorrance Armstrong, he's playing around guys who one day future Hall of Famers, KU greats, man. Those guys that really love the game of football, man, and you just can't beat it, man. Dorrance Armstrong, he left last year. He was a huge force in our defensive line, man. He was a great guy, great leader for our team. Joe Deneen, obviously, his repertoire. He's just a beast on and off the field in the community. And he attacks everything. As a true leader should. Mike Lee, man, I can speak highly about this guy. I know so much. I can say so much about him. Man, he's one kid that he took the team by surprise when he stepped on the field. I remember in the first game he came on the field at Texas Tech about 3 years ago. Man, he was a beast. He just took over, ready to roll. Man, that kid loves the game. He's gonna be a force this year. I just can't wait to see him play.
Oh, yeah, without a doubt. And, it's really exciting because, I've had an opportunity. Really back when I started this, Daniel, one of my first interviews was Fish, Fish Smithson, who, was a great interview. And it seems like everybody that comes from Kansas can't stop talking about how, great Kansas was, regardless of the win and the losses or anything. It just seems like it's a bunch of guys that really were thankful for what they had and what was around them. But with that being said, because this is going to be mainly all about you the rest of the way, but I do want to get your take before we dive into you as an NFL prospect. What are your thoughts on this next age of KU football? I know obviously it's going to be a different coaching staff to what you had, but you're a Jayhawk for life, and these guys that are coming in, and the whole new generation with Les Miles. Where do you see this going?
Hey man, I'm excited. Excited for the direction of the KU football team. Excited for the guys that I watched grow up and mature and are playing there now. Man, they got some good coaches in Les Miles. I really don't know all the coaches' names off the top of my head, but just seeing the atmosphere they're bringing to the team, hearing the feedback from the guys, the social media buzz, man. And I'm not so much on the social media buzz because, that's just, that's just the social media, but just the feedback from the guys. I know they're going to put their all. I know they are putting their all into it. Most of the guys that I played with are becoming of age. They're gonna be seniors now, and I know they're mentoring the guys underneath them right now, man. And then it's just gonna be amazing to watch. I could talk on and on and on, as you can see, but and man, I just love the school and I love those guys that are there, and I know it's gonna be something great coming.
Yeah, and what it'll probably be tough to pick, but what was your favorite memory from playing college football?
Oh yeah, I had a lot of those. That's what we got. I mean, I can narrow it down to a few, but I say number one for sure was that Texas game. We beat them in overtime, man. That was probably my favorite football memories there at University of Kansas.
I was the closest I ever came to attempting a backflip, and I can't do a backflip, so I mean, I don't want to burn any, potential bridges in case I have a Texas guy out here, but man, I could not stand them. I mean, it happens, with basketball too, hiring Shaka Smart and the guy that beat Kansas, at VCU. So I'm so bitter. But
I hear you.
But no, and then everyone tearing down the goalpost. I mean that was incredible.
It was awesome. It was man. They had to man. It was just it was fun. That was my favorite memories. That whole week preparing for Texas, the game. You know what I'm saying, and then after the game, as you can imagine.
Oh yeah, and I guess following up with that, you were in the Big 12. I mean, you played against so many incredible athletes, and I mean, probably the most underrated conference in college football. Definitely the most underrated conference in college football. Who would you say was the toughest player you went up against?
It's a good question. I mean, a lot of guys came through. There's been a few good offensive linemen, under the radar guys, But I say one of the toughest players I went against was, man, there's a lot of them. You put me on the spot now.
Well, I'll make it a little easy for you. We actually interviewed Dalton Reisner. I'm sure he's probably on that list.
He definitely is. He definitely is. He's a respectable guy, man. And if you don't respect him, I mean, you're gonna respect him when you play against him. He's that type of guy, man. It was fun going against him for the past couple of years. I can put him up there. Definitely the guy from West Virginia, number 55. I can never remember his name, but he's always
Yadni Kajust.
Yadni, yes, him. Yeah. Guys, I'll give you one right now. Now it just popped up. Orlando Brown for Oklahoma.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Yeah, he was fun. He was fun to play against. 3 years we played against each other. He was definitely fun. His competitiveness, my competitiveness. Oh, if we was mic'd up, it'd be blurred up the whole game. But man, he was definitely. I put him at the top of the list.
Oh wow! I mean, and there are a lot of guys that come from Oklahoma. I mean, just this year, Drew Samia, Ben Powers, Cody Ford. I mean, Big 12 is loaded.
Oh man, loaded, definitely loaded.
Yeah, absolutely.
And something that you participated in this year was the East-West Shrine game. What was the experience like playing in that?
It was cool, man. It was fun. That whole week, man, it was about the kids, man. We went to the hospital, the Shrine Hospital, man. I got the most out of that week. Man, I just enjoyed being around the kids. You know what I'm saying? That you can see their love and their joy for the game, or just, people coming to see them, man. When we was at the park, there was a little area outside the hospital. We just threw balls and played some basketball, a little face paint, a little dance competition, man. That was just the highlight of the week right there for me.
Oh yeah, and we've had a couple guys on, or a few guys on from the East-West Shrine game, and I gotta say, I mean, I'm kind of bummed I wasn't able to go, because I mean, I've gone to the Senior Bowl twice, but I've never been to the East-West Shrine game, and there was so much talent this year. Obviously with yourself and Daylon Mack. I mean, you two were lighting up all the reports. I mean, it was it was funny because I mean I wasn't out there, but I'm following on Twitter, trying to see how you're doing, and the other Kansas guys, obviously Joe, and I just keep seeing your name down this Twitter feed, like you just were killing it. So it was awesome to see that. But who is the? Yeah, absolutely. Who was the toughest player you faced there? Because I'm sure you went up against plenty of tough guys there as well.
I'd say from day one. Man, I'm terrible with names, but I'm sure you look it up, you get it. But the guy from Louisiana Tech, the offensive guard, from day one, you kind of got into a little scrap, but he came with it, and I came with it. But he's probably my biggest competition.
That was O'Shea Dugas, I think.
O'Shea, that's correct.
Hey, there I am with the names again.
There you go. Hey, you're on top of it, man.
Always.
And this is just a kind of a fun question to ask, but who are you most looking forward to sacking in the NFL?
Sacking? Oh, you're getting me, man. I don't even know because he's saying I don't know what team I'm going to be on. I'm going to say I'm going to end up wanting to sack a quarterback that I'm going to end up being drafted to, hopefully. But
that's the first time I've heard that.
Man, that's a good question. Yeah, you see, you never know, But it's just an opportunity. If I'm be blessed enough to be in that opportunity to get my hands on any of the top 32 quarterbacks in the NFL, man. If I just get one of them, I'd be happy. So I'm not gonna say one in particular.
So you won't answer my next question of which running back do you want to stuff?
That's a little bit of that's about the same question, but I don't know. Marshawn Lynch is fun, but I'm sure it'll be a tough one to bring down. He's the GOAT. So is he even still?
He is. I think he might be a free agent. So you might get lucky with that. And then what's going to happen, Daniel, is Marshawn's going to listen to this podcast. So, the team that you go to, that's who he'll sign with.
Hey, hopefully, man. Hey, Marshawn, if you hear this, man, you the GOAT. Just know that. Take it easy on me.
And, your older brother, Dietrich, plays for the New England Patriots, who obviously just won the Super Bowl. What was that like, just watching your brother's team do that? And has he given you any advice about the NFL?
Man, first of all, to answer your first question, I mean, I was blessed enough to be at the game, myself and my family and I. It was just an amazing experience, man. The atmosphere was definitely a Patriots atmosphere. Man, the Patriots fans came out and supported that game for sure. And just to see him, in that atmosphere, to see him in that area, to see him in the Super Bowl, man, it's an honor, man. When it comes to him and football, I'm a huge fan. I'm like a little fan girl. My phone couldn't take no more pictures. I was deleting apps and stuff. I'm a fangirl when I talk to my older brothers playing football, man. Hey, I was just happy, man, and for him to come out the game of champion, it was surreal, man. It was a dream coming true. Something you talk about as kids. You watch many Super Bowls growing up, man, and just for him to be in that spot, in that arena, in that atmosphere, come out victorious, it was just a dream come true.
Yeah. So Daniel, obviously. We have our common thing there with KU, but this is, of course, the Downtown Rams podcast, and that Super Bowl hurt a little bit, but
I wasn't thinking about that part, but in that case, it was all right. No, I'm just kidding.
No, I'm messing with you. I mean, what else are you gonna say? Of course, you gotta support your brother, and we totally get that. Of course. Maybe you'll end up. It'll be a rematch between you and your brother, and you'll help the Rams win one. But So we got to ask, have you met with the Los Angeles Rams yet?
I have. At the East-West Shrine games, you meet with just about all the teams that come and want to talk to you. So I definitely met with you guys there.
I like it. Yeah, we'd love to see you in Horns. So, it'd be cool to add you to that list of KU Rams. I mean, I don't know if you know the list, but you're talking about obviously Aqib Talib, and you're talking about Leroy Irvin and Nolan Cromwell, and it's just a big list. And obviously, like, Rod Jones literally started in the Super Bowl against the Patriots last time, right tackle from KU. So, it'd be a lot of fun having you.
Hey, I wouldn't be mad.
Yeah, definitely. Would love to see you end up a Ram, and something that we'll be hoping for. But who, in your words, is Daniel Wise as a person, and who is he as a player?
As a person, Daniel Wise is loving, charismatic, optimistic, joyful. Just living life, loving life. Putting one foot in front of the other, man. Never, the kind of guy, you always smiling, never have a bad day kind of guy. Just enjoying life and the opportunities that I'm getting. Daniel is a football player, relentless, a lot of things. He just loved the game, relentless. Man, just the words aren't coming to me. But, the game of football to me is just, I don't want to say it's everything, because everything that's putting a lot of things underneath it. But when I'm playing the game of football, football to me is everything, man. I put my all into this game. I love this game, man. And I just, be blessed on draft weekend to have my name called, man. And that's what football is to me, and that's who I am as a player. Just a guy who loves the game.
Hey, that's awesome, man. And I'm sure you know, because again, I'm a huge fan of yours, but it was really awesome to have you on the show. And I'd love to see you become a Ram, but regardless, no matter what, I'll be rooting for you. Even if you're with the Patriots, you're with the 49ers, you're with the Seahawks, I'll continue to be a fan, and it's all about you. So we really appreciate you taking the time out of your busy schedule, and let's keep in touch, and we'll keep rooting for you.
I mean, thank you guys for having me, for sure.
Yeah, of course. Thank you so much, Daniel.
All right, you guys have a good one.
All right, guys, joining us on the podcast, Kingsley Keke, defensive lineman, Texas A&M. How's it going, man? Thanks for joining the show.
It's going well. Doing really well. Having a good day so far. So, doing pretty good. How are you doing?
We're good. We're good, and we're excited to talk to you, and just ready to get things rolling.
Exactly.
So, just I guess to start it off, we'll start at the beginning. When did you start playing football? And who was your favorite NFL player growing up?
I started playing football when I was around 9, 8. I was really young. Played little league football. I was pretty much bigger than everybody. So I already knew football could be a big thing for me at that young age, and I was doing really well. But growing up, I would definitely say J.J. Watt was my big favorite role model in the NFL. Not just because how dominant he is on the field, of course, but how he is as a person, how he gives back to the community. So, yeah.
I like it, and obviously you chose Texas A&M to be the college that you'd play football at. I'm just interested to know, what made Texas A&M your final destination.
I chose A&M because it was close to home, and it was SEC football. I know a lot of guys get drafted in the league, and it's a tough league to play in. So I want to show I can play in that league as well. And I fell in love with A&M tradition. everything about that school is amazing, and really blessed to be able to go to a school like that that really loves football and serious about their education as well. So, yeah.
Yeah, and, obviously, of course, and, there's been a lot of players that have come out of Texas A&M, but, going into really just, about you, I mean, what was your favorite game that you played in there?
Favorite game? I'll probably have to go with LSU this past year. A long game we had. It went to 7 overtimes. That game was crazy.
That was insane.
I'll never forget that.
I mean,
that was insane, man.
I don't think I've ever. Well, I haven't seen anything like it. I mean, I'm not going to pretend I've seen anything like 7 overtimes before. I mean, I guess we can kind of talk about that. What was that whole game like? I mean, as far as people talk, about prospects being able to play all 4 quarters. You had to play, 7 overtimes. So it's like, how do you play in something like that? How many snaps did you end up playing?
I think I had like a one-on-one snap, so 199, something around that high number.
Oh my Lord!
Tell you the truth, I was just out there and I didn't even know what overtime we were in. I was just playing, to be honest. Like I would know when we would score, but I didn't even know like the amount of overtime we were in. Like I was just out there just playing, to be honest, until the game was over. Like I wasn't even thinking straight, to be honest.
Yeah, I'm sure after 7 overtimes, you kind of lose track at that point of how long it's been. And a question that I have is, what was it like playing next to Dalen Mack in college?
Oh, Big Mac, great guy. Big Mac truck, a guy who has an amazing football player, amazing nose tackle. His get off is amazing. As a player. As a person, he's all you want for a guy to be on an NFL team. And that's my guy. We were roommates, like, for game days since freshman year. So that's my guy. We're really close.
Yeah, and, I mean, I saw you both kind of, tear up the Senior Bowl. He was a little bit of a late addition, a call-up after really dominating the Shrine game. And I think this is the funny part, Kingsley, because I was actually on the field post game, and I think you actually asked me to take a picture of you guys, and I wasn't thinking. I never asked you for an interview, but I was trying to interview both of you guys, and I just got caught up in the moment and ended up taking the picture. But
oh, wow,
yeah, it's crazy, but yeah, because I was out there, and I watched you guys. Obviously, I just thought 2 Texas A&M guys really brought it that week, and
yeah.
I mean, what was that whole experience like at the Senior Bowl?
Oh, it was good. Met a lot of NFL teams and stuff like that, and a lot of good talent, a lot of good talented players around me, and it was a fun experience, to go through and to learn, about what like the NFL coaches like, how they practice and how they do things, and the way they talk to you and stuff like that. Just learning the beginning of the process of you trying to become an NFL player. So it was good going to some competition. I know me and Dalen did really well, and we getting pressed out. So it was good to carry that over to the combine.
Yeah, and obviously in the Senior Bowl you faced a lot of tough competition, and you playing at Texas A&M you also faced a lot of tough competition. Who would you say was kind of the toughest player that you went up against in college?
Player? I'll probably say Jonah Williams is pretty good for that left tackle from Alabama.
Yeah, that's a good answer. He definitely, I think, would be tough to go against.
Yeah, you're probably looking at a top 10 pick, so that's not a bad selection at all. Obviously, you have so much going for you, heading in the NFL, and coming from a program that, again, you guys play in the SEC, and you've brought so many guys to the NFL. But I want to ask you, what do you think is your biggest strength?
My biggest strength, I would definitely say right now, is my versatility. I don't have to play, anywhere, but knowing I could have long arms, that I can get stuff blockers off me, and I think I'm a really good pass rusher inside as well. I can improve outside. I know I can move outside as well, but I want to improve at that as well. And I'm just pretty much an all-around guy. I know I can do it all, and I just want to get better at all and get better as a person, as a player overall, and just improving the little things and just improve my get-off and stuff like that. But I definitely say my versatility.
Yeah, and this is just a question that I'm curious to know the answer to, if there's an answer to this question. But is there any quarterback that you're most looking forward to sacking in the NFL, or maybe a guy that you really admire but would love to be able to sack?
Tom Brady.
Yeah, it's a good one. That's a good one.
We get that so much. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
Tom Brady.
And what makes you want to sack Tom Brady so badly?
Because of how fast he just gets the ball up so quick, he's a god. We just want to get his ass. I'm sorry. Gosh,
Hey, no worries. He's obviously, arguably, the greatest quarterback of all time. So every guy, who's up and coming, just absolutely wants to sack him and be able to say that they sacked the greatest. And a lot of guys say that, and it's, probably what my answer would be too. Who knows? You might get that chance.
Hopefully.
Well, it sounds to me like you're chomping at the bit, but it's more than that. It's more, for the NFL. And, we have to ask, because we are a Rams podcast. Have the Los Angeles Rams met with you at all?
Yes, they have at the Senior Bowl. They have met with me. Met with one of the scouts, and he was a cool guy. And, they had pretty much all the same general questions they asked, but it was a good talk. I liked them a lot. I feel like they liked me as well, so I just want to keep improving that bond.
That's awesome. We certainly like to hear that. And, kind of final question is, in your words, who is Kingsley Keke as a player, and who is he as a person?
As a player, you're a guy who likes to work, who likes to compete, and who wants to get better at, everything, and knowing that every day that he can get something better at something. So every day I'm just coming to work, honestly. So you're just getting a workhorse who just wants to get better, and who watches a lot of film as well, and stuff like that. It's a guy who likes to work hard, and so he can be the best, honestly. And then as a person, you're just getting a guy who's pretty humble, but also confident at the same time, and knowing when times are could be hard for certain people, and knowing that I'm relatable as well. I could speak to anybody and be cool with anybody and have a good time, and also have good conversations and stuff like that. And ways to motivate people around me. So they're getting a humble and confident person.
Hey, we love it, man. We appreciate you taking the time to do this interview with us, and we'll be following you, and let's stay in touch, man.
Oh yeah, definitely appreciate it, man. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much, Kingsley.
Thank you, no problem.
Have a good one, brother.
You too. Bye-bye.
hello, listeners. Thank you so much for tuning into the podcast, and we hope you guys enjoyed. But most importantly, if you're still listening, that must mean that you're interested in partnering up with us. Well, if you're not, then we understand if you want to click out now. But if you are, listen. We are open to any and all opportunities to partner up. Downtown Rams, business, whatever. Just email us at downtownrams@gmail.com, or you can message us on social media. Again, any and all inquiries whatsoever, just let us know, and we'd love to work with you. Take care, guys. Horns up.